Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry the Movies with your host Jerry Saravia. So today I'm going to talk about very briefly Star Wars Episode VII plot points or rumors of what the story may or may not be about, and the dearth of new information out there, because of course this is a top secret project which people tend to forget, but rumors abound like crazy, as you well know. Now, so far, it seems there will be no new information gathered from the Comic-Con, and that was expected that Star Wars Episode VII would have some sort of spoiler alert or something, there. Not spoiler alert so much as anything, any sort of new information, because Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was revealed through Comic-Con a few years back in 2007, and they had Harrison Ford on the screen. It was a screen there that had, camera uplink, satellite uplink, I guess, with Karen Allen, who was introduced, and Steven Spielberg was there, and Ray Winstone. Anyway, so the hope was that something would be revealed at Comic-Con, and it won't be. It will be at D23, which I guess is some sort of a Disney Expo, because now Disney, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, they are all part of the same family with Star Wars, which may not be the worst thing in the world. So let's see here. Now, I'm just going to make this very brief. According to Disney chairman Bob Iger, who was responsible for Lucasfilm being sold to Disney, handled, I guess, that transaction. He's the Disney chairman. No plot details of the film have been officially released. However, we're going to look back in the previous 35 years, where George Lucas gave hints about the content of a sequel trilogy, possible, probable, post Return of the Jedi. Now, as I said, it would probably take place, I said this before in a different show, 20 to 30 years after Star Wars Episode VI, Return of the Jedi. R2-D2 and C-3PO show up in all 9 films, because this was something George Lucas had envisioned from the beginning, 9 pictures. That it might deal with the rebuilding of the Republic, which would make some sense, and something about Luke having a romantic relationship with a female love interest. Now that makes sense, of course, because it wouldn't be Princess Leia, since we now know, for Star Wars fanatics I'm sure know, she is his sister, Luke's sister. So there would be a different person involved, obviously, if Luke is going to have children, which is the assumption. So I think Luke Skywalker will end up becoming like Obi-Wan Kenobi, sort of a sage, uh, administering Jedi advice, I guess, but also involved in maybe some sort of a conflict as well. And that's, really about it, aside from the fact that maybe, probably, Han Solo is going to return Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker, and they would have kids. So it's possible that Solo and Leia will be married and have kids, and 1 or 2 of the kids may be involved in the ways of the Force, in addition to Luke Skywalker's 1 or 2 or many other children, who knows. Now, one thing I do think is going to be very possible, and I've already said this, is that Princess Leia will probably be the other. She will be a Jedi, or has become a Jedi, or is going to become a Jedi, or has discovered that she shares, the Skywalker Jedi tricks and mind tricks and so on. She has a way, that she could use the Force. Now that I think is very possible. So expect to see Princess Leia with a lightsaber. That's what I think. If not in Star Wars Episode VII, maybe in Episode 8 or 9. Who knows? Now, apparently this is not, once again, I'm kind of regurgitating stuff I've already said, and I think many of you probably know. I forgot exactly what I was going to say just now. Oh, wow. I totally forgot. Anyway, I think Han Solo is going to return. Certainly Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker. And the reason I mentioned the kids is that they're going to be standalone Star Wars films. In other words, there'll be one film perhaps about Skywalker's son, daughter, whatever, one film about Han Solo, and so on, in addition to this trilogy. Now, that's where I think George Lucas probably wasn't really thinking in going in in that direction. So who knows? Now, apparently he's a consultant, but according to an interview a while back, well, not too terribly long ago, about 3, 4 months ago, George Lucas said that J.J. Abrams and company have not really approached him for any sort of consulting. So this begs the question, what exactly is this saga going to really be like? Is it a continuation of the Skywalker saga, or is it going to be something entirely different from what George Lucas even conceived? And that's probable. Um, now, the other thing is that, again, a dearth of information out there, because today somebody showed a picture of what could be the three different booklets that look like scripts, basically, for allegedly Star Wars Episode VII. This is about all the new information there really is out there. Nobody truly knows these films are going to be about, aside from the fact that more than likely Harrison Ford is going to return, and Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill. So this will be the last thing I have to say about him. Sort of just regurgitating what I've said before, but kind of put it all together in some sort of um, a conclusion that we just don't know. You know, these are some of the facts we know, but we don't know really what these movies are going to be about. Now, what's interesting is J.J. Abrams may be involved in Star Wars Episode VII, and he is directing it, but he may not be involved in the other two, because he's also directing Star Trek III. And it's not a remake of A Search for Spock from 1984. This is an entirely new Star Trek movie. So he's doing that fairly soon for 2016, I think I read. So I don't know. I'm always hoping J.J. Abrams goes back to doing smaller films like Super 8. But anyway, basically we don't know what the deal is here. Um, and a little tidbit on Indiana Jones 5. This film will probably never happen, for sure, because George Lucas now said that, which I think had been speculated, but nobody knew for sure, that in selling Lucasfilm and Lucasfilm Limited and everything else associated with Lucasfilm to Disney, he also sold Indiana Jones. And now he doesn't have, he said he's pretty much at a huge distance from that project. He's not going to be involved in it. And we don't know if it's really ever going to happen. But stay tuned. As soon as I find out anything different that's out there in the internet universe, I will let all of you know. So that's really all I got to say. And until we hear the D23 Expo, we'll discuss Star Wars Episode VII. Well, I really had hoped for Indiana Jones 5 first, before a whole new Star Wars trilogy, but it just goes to show you never know what George Lucas or anyone else now that owns the rights to Lucasfilm, what project they have in mind. So, until then, this is Jerry the Movies with your host, Jerry Saravia, signing off.